Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are unpacking yet another financial drama surrounding the African National Congress, a saga involving millions of rands, broken promises, and the looming threat of court action. Yes, the ANC is once again under the legal spotlight, this time because of a R150 million dispute with Ezulweni Investment, a company that printed the party's election materials back in 2019. Now, if you think this is just a simple, you owe me, pay me, kind of case, think again. This story has been dragging on for years and could get ugly very quickly. Back in 2019, Ezulweni Investment was contracted to produce ANC election posters, banners, and other campaign materials. According to the company, the work was completed, but the payment wasn't, at least not in full. Fast forward to late 2023. After years of back and forth, Ezulweni got so fed up that they filed a liquidation bid against the ANC. Let's be clear, if that had succeeded, the ANC would have been barred from contesting the May 2024 general elections. That's not a small threat, it's political dynamite. So, in December 2023, the two sides reached an out-of-court settlement. While the details of that settlement were never made public, insiders say it required the ANC to make quarterly payments until the R150 million debt was settled. And at first, it looked like things were going according to plan. The ANC reportedly made some payments. But then the trouble started again. Sources say the ANC began questioning certain invoices and demanded a face-to-face meeting with Ezulweni's owner. Ezulweni, however, saw this as a stalling tactic, not a genuine dispute over numbers. And they weren't shy about saying so. In a strongly worded letter to the ANC, the company's owner demanded immediate payment of the outstanding balance, warning that failure to do so would send the whole matter back to court. Ezulweni's managing director has already confirmed that legal options are on the table. In his own words, "We entered into this agreement in good faith, expecting timely payments as promised. The delays and disputes are unacceptable. For them, this is not just about money, it's about trust and the credibility of signed agreements." The ANC, for its part, hasn't issued an official public statement on this latest threat. But according to party insiders, there's division in the leadership about what to do next. Some want to renegotiate the settlement, arguing that certain charges should be reviewed. Others want to pay up and move on, fearing more reputational damage if the party ends up in court again. And let's not kid ourselves, the reputational risk here is huge. This isn't just about one contract. It plays into a much bigger narrative about the ANC's finances. For years, there have been questions about the party's cash flow, with stories of unpaid staff salaries, late supplier payments, and even problems covering operational costs. Critics are already asking the obvious: if the ANC has had such financial difficulties, where did they find the money for the initial settlement payments? Civil society groups have now jumped into the conversation, calling on the Electoral Commission of South Africa to investigate the source of those funds. They say voters have a right to know how political parties are bankrolled, especially when large sums of money change hands behind closed doors. In a political climate where trust is already fragile, these calls for transparency are gaining traction. If Ezulweni does go back to court and wins, the consequences for the ANC could be severe. The court could enforce payment through measures that put even more strain on the party's already stretched finances. This could impact everything from running election campaigns to keeping the lights on at Luthuli House. Let's not forget that political parties are not just political machines, they're also organizations with bills, payrolls, and assets. When you're in debt to the tune of R150 million, every cent matters. And when those debts turn into legal battles, it's not just your bank account at risk, it's your credibility with voters, donors, and coalition partners. Now, let's take a step back. Why is this story such a big deal? For one, it shows how deeply intertwined money and politics are in South Africa. Election campaigns cost a fortune, and while the public often sees the rallies, posters, and t-shirts, they rarely see the invoices that come with them. When those bills aren't paid, the fallout can be messy and public. It also raises questions about the ANC's ability to manage its affairs in the long term. If the governing party can't keep up with its own contractual obligations, what does that say about its capacity to manage the country's finances? This is the kind of question opposition parties will be more than happy to hammer home in future campaigns. From a purely strategic point of view, the ANC now faces a choice between taking another reputational hit by fighting this in court or swallowing the financial pain and paying up. Neither option is pretty. And hovering over it all is the fact that this dispute dates back to 2019. For voters, that's a long time to be hearing about the same debt. The timing is also awkward. The ANC is still in the process of rebuilding after the 2024 elections, adjusting to life in a government of national unity, and dealing with a public that's impatient for economic and social progress. The last thing they need is another scandal about unpaid debts overshadowing their political agenda. So here's the million, or rather, the 150 million rand question: will the ANC find a way to quietly settle this matter before it explodes into a full-blown court case, or are we about to see yet another high-profile legal showdown involving South Africa's oldest political party? Whatever happens next, this case is a reminder that in politics, money problems are never just about money, they're about trust, image, and survival. And right now, all three are on the line for the ANC. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the ANC should just pay Ezulweni and close the chapter, or should they fight it out in court over the disputed invoices? I'm keen to hear what you think. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.